TeannaBReading. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new. We are back today with a book review. I've been gone, but that's okay. We're posting today. Alright, today's book is going to be Claimed by a Blue-Eyed Menace. The author's name is the Tasha Marie. The T-H-E-E. Okay? Tasha Marie. The book is 274 pages long. I'm going to read the synopsis first. For those of you guys who are new to my book reviews, I read the synopsis off Amazon or Kindle, whatever you want to, go by. That's the synopsis I read. Sometimes I read the whole synopsis. If it's too long, I'll read a portion of it because I'm basically just pulling the portion of the synopsis that I'm adding into my reading journal that helps me remember what the book was about based on the synopsis, okay? So, let's get into this. She was promised to power. He was born to kill. Parker Whitmore was raised in a world where image is everything and loyalty is law. As the poised, sharp-tongued daughter of a respected businessman with criminal ties, she's always knew her future would be strategic. But never did she expect to wake up married to Sebastian Shooter Mosley, the city's most feared, unhinged enforcer. Cold-blooded and deadly with an icy blue stare that silences rooms, Shooter is the last man she ever wanted. What begins as a forced arrangement rooted in power quickly spirals into something neither of them saw coming. Shooter is used to obedience, not attitude, but Parker's fire drags him into obsession. And her world tilts, and her rules start to crumble. In a marriage built on control, secrets, and enemies at every turn, they'll have to decide if love is worth falling into or if it will be the very thing to destroy them. Let's try to give y'all a dramatic read. Anyway, that is the synopsis. I rated this book a 4 out of 5. We're going to go through my thoughts like we always do. Once again, if this is your first book review with me, I am not a person who wraps up the book when I finish reading. I write my thoughts down as I'm reading. So these are like real-time thoughts. So in my book reviews, you'll see me write something and then 4 chapters later when it's answered, I'll be like, oh, whatever. I don't erase. So it's just my thoughts as I'm reading chapter by chapter, page by page, paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence, word by word. Anyways, let's get into this review. Okay, I said, wait, why do I have this in here twice? Oh, it's not here twice. Okay, sorry. LOL, dang, we couldn't meet Silas before he died. So, the point of this book is, Shooter, that's what he goes by, his real name is Sebastian, is going to marry Parker. Parker was originally promised to Silas, and she was supposed to marry Silas, but shortly before they are to be wed, Silas is unalived. We don't meet Silas at all. We do not get to know Silas. Silas is not integral to the story, besides the fact that he is Shooter's brother. Well, I don't want to say that. He comes into play, but it's not the way you think it is. But yeah, we don't meet him. Parker's talking to us about how she doesn't want to really marry him, and she knew this was her duty to the family, but she's not really into it. And then that's it. He's gone. Like, we don't really get we don't get any details about Silas, and we don't meet him. I don't even know if we find out what Silas looks like. Do we find out even what he looks like? I don't even know. I don't remember. But he is not important to the story in that way. So, spoilers all through this. Forewarning. when Silas is unalived, just like most of these arranged marriage books go, all right, there's a sibling in the mix. You're going to now have to marry the sibling because we need this familial bond strong. You know, this allegiance has to be strong. So the only other person she can marry is the boss. His name is Seth. His other son, who is like an outside kid. He cheated with a white woman, and Sebastian, aka Shooter, was born. I don't know why he had to be white, just because it kind of felt like, and I didn't write this down, but as I'm talking to y'all about it, it's coming to mind. It feels like they really only made him white to acknowledge the fact that he had blue eyes, but you can be black with blue eyes. So I don't know why he had to be mixed, because it didn't, other than the fact that he was an affair baby, it really, his race doesn't, him being mixed doesn't move the story. As far as I remember, like, it's not a situation where he's like passing or something, so it's important to the story or anything like that. He's just mixed. And I don't know. I think it was just a way to explain away the blue eyes and how, oh, he has piercing blue eyes, because we're reminded about that through the book. So I guess it was just a way to make that make sense. But you can be black with blue eyes, so he didn't have to be black. Or he could have had gray eyes or green eyes or hazel eyes, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. What else did I say? I enjoy the dynamic between Shooter and Parker. I really did enjoy their dynamic. Oh, I said the Battle of Wills, which is what it was. It's a very, I'm not giving in to you, I'm not giving in to you, oh, you're going to give in to me, you're going to give in to me dynamic. And I do like that we do not spend, there's a build up to their relationship in terms of like them falling in love. But, because y'all know, all of these arranged marriage romance books are pretty the same thing. They hate each other, they don't really know each other, and then eventually they're in love with each other. This book was that too. But I do like that we do not spend, I'm trying to think of a word, we don't spend a lot of time waiting for them to get to the point where they are in love, or like, not in love, but like interested in each other. There's not like this, it's just like their dynamic intrigues the both of them, if that makes sense. And it feels like oh, wait a minute, I think I might like you. It doesn't, I feel like a lot of these kinds of stories like that are arranged marriage, it gives off very love bomby. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we didn't like each other when we first got married, but then we fall for each other. But it gives, a lot of these stories give love bomb. And I do like that this one does not give that. It gives, we don't like each other. You are not the kind of woman I would want. You are not the kind of man I would want. I didn't want to marry your brother, but I definitely didn't want to marry you. But it's like, I don't know how to, I hope I'm doing a good job explaining it. It just feels like a more natural progression from hate to, I might be interested, to, I think I like him, to, wait a minute, maybe I do love him. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to hate, oh, he bought me roses when I was sick and now I'm in love, if that makes sense. I said, is the girl Shooter slept with going to come back into play? She did not. We are told that, I don't know, I wouldn't call it, it's cheating because he's married, but it's not cheating because it's at the point in the story where Parker hates him. So it's early in the story that this happened, or, you know, technically the timeline of their relationship, it happens pretty early. And he comes on with hickeys, and Parker's upset, even though she's not really into him, but she low-key is. But then we don't meet the girl, we don't see the girl never pops up trying to claim her man or ask him why he's randomly married and sleeping with her. Like, we don't get that moment. We find out he cheated or slept with another woman, and that, you know, he knew her. But I wish that it would have been a situation where, and not in the sense of like triangle, love triangle, but just like she didn't look for him again after they were intimate that one time. I don't know. It just was like he did that to prove a point to Parker, and then the girl disappeared. But realistically, would she disappear, or would we still see moments of her reaching out to him? I don't trust either of their fathers. I eventually find out that their fathers were not bad men. But I find out that they're not bad men. They are just men in criminal activity. But I for sure thought that at least Shooter's dad was going to be a creep, because we keep having moments of Parker saying she's leery. Is leery the word of him? She doesn't trust him, and she makes it a point to note that he kind of looks at her weird sometimes. But nothing ever comes of that. So yeah, it never really came back, and nothing came of it. She just didn't trust him, and then the story continued. Where I leave off? Where is the external force to tear them apart? And in the book, it just felt like there were a lot of little bumps in the road, but none of the bumps in the road were big enough bumps to make you think that they weren't going to get back together. It was like small, petty conflicts, not like something that made you think that, oh, this is the end. He's going to have to fight for her. She's going to have to fight for him. It wasn't that. But just like little small, petty disputes, but not like anything that gave me pause. Like, oh, what's going to happen? I knew Shooter was involved in killing Silas. We do find out eventually that Shooter had to unalive his brother at the request of his father. We find this out because somebody slipped the information to Parker, and Parker confronts Shooter about it. I figured when Silas was dead, and because there was a moment in the book where, before they get married, where Shooter is talking about how attractive he finds Parker. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's going to kill Silas. He didn't unalive Silas. This is what I was thinking before Silas was gone. Or no, this was after Silas was gone. And I figured, I was like, oh, he's probably the one who did it. But it hadn't been revealed yet. But I was shocked by the reason behind the unaliving. It was not the reason I thought it was going to be, so I was shocked about that. I'm not going to tell y'all the reason. I want to leave y'all some stuff. Jeesh, can I leave y'all something? Parker is a fool for thinking Mecca's place was a good hiding spot. It low-key gives she wants Shooter to find her. When she finds out that Shooter unalived his brother, she doesn't find out why he did it, or she doesn't find out like any details, but she finds out that it was him. So she packs her clothes and stuff and leaves their penthouse, and she runs out to her best friend's house. Why wouldn't he check there? And you were at your best friend's house fucking big, like, I'm done with him. And it's like, but you went to your best friend's house. Why didn't you get a hotel somewhere? You didn't leave town. You literally just went to your best friend's house that he knows is your best friend. Why would Parker run and tell her friends who Shooter unalived? And when I say that, I mean Silas. Why? Now, I am not in the streets, okay? Y'all can ask my daddy. My daddy always calls me and my siblings front porch gangsters. Okay? Because he said we front porch. Anyway, I know you should not be going around telling people about your husband's crimes. And I feel like if you grew up in a crime family, you also know that. So I don't know why and this is not just this author, a lot of authors who write, I have to sneeze, excuse me, who write crime family, inherited crime boss books. It's like the girls be spilling the secrets. And it's like, why would she, who grew up in this life, confide in her friend about that? She wouldn't. Realistically, she wouldn't. Especially because her friend is not in that life. It would be different if her best friend was also in that life with her. And both of their husbands or significant others were doing crimes together. And that's how they become best friends, because they're all in that life. But this is not somebody in that life, so why are you telling them what crimes your husband is committing? That didn't make sense to me. Alright, last point. I wish Ren being a backstabber was more fleshed out. It felt like a throwaway. Ren is basically Shooter's best friend in the novel, and then eventually he turns on him and tries to unalive him because he wants to be top dog. And I understand that point because that's normal in these kinds of books, but I wish we got more details on why he wanted to be that way, because it wasn't a situation where Shooter was not a good friend to him and he felt like this is what he deserved. It was literally just, it was supposed to be Silas. Silas died, so you get to have this job, but it should be mine. But it was never a situation of like, I don't trust you, I don't like you, we're not friends, I hate you, you're a bad friend, so I want to take this from you. It was just something that Ren thought should happen. He was not successful. But I just wish we had more details on why Ren decided that he should have the job. Other than that, like I said, I rated the book 4 out of 5. I really did enjoy it. My favorite component of the book was the dynamic between Shooter and Parker. I really enjoyed reading about their relationship dynamics. It was my favorite part of the book. And watching them argue, watching them fight, and then watching them fall in love and watching that play out was great. And I do like that they didn't make it a situation where, like, I think another thing that these books do is they make it where the guy comes across super hard to the woman and, like, really aggressive. Shooter he is a hard character, but it's not a malicious aggressiveness towards Parker in the way that a lot of these books do. He's very like, you need to listen to me, you need to follow my rules, like all of the men in these kinds of books are. But it doesn't come across as like, you know how like a lot of these books, they'll be like, oh, he's so aggressive, but he calms down for me. Like, I'm the only person who can calm him. Or like, a lot of these books be like the written embodiment of the, look at me, don't fight him, look at me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I like that this book did not do that. It, for the most part, kept Parker separate from Shooter's work. And it wasn't a situation, now he was aggressive, I'm not taking that away, but it wasn't a situation where he was like aggressive at her and she had to help him regulate his emotions, if that makes sense. So I did enjoy that. Anyways, loved this book. Like I said, I rated it a 4 out of 5. I recommend it. I'm not going to give y'all too many details because I really did enjoy the book and I want y'all to enjoy the book. So, like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff down below. Let me know if you read this book, what you think about it. Do you plan on reading this book? Any other books that you guys would like me to review? All of that stuff, leave it down below in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. And if you are new here, if you enjoy these book reviews or any of my content, please do me a favor and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.